Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Flashback. Rick Smalls here. We've got something really fascinating lined up for you.
Yeah, we're diving into, well, a pretty specific, really iconic moment, right, from TV history. We're talking about the 1953 I Love Lucy episode, you know, the one where Lucy Ricardo gives birth. But the truly wild part, the thing that always gets me, is that it aired on the exact same day Lucille Ball herself gave birth, January 19th, 1953. It's just incredible timing.
It really is. When you think about it, that confluence of, fiction and reality, playing out like that on national television, it's almost unbelievable. You got this character everyone loves, Lucy Ricardo, going through this huge life event, and it's mirroring exactly what the actress Lucille Ball was experiencing in her own life.
Yeah.
And it all happened simultaneously for millions of viewers.
Right. Exactly. And it wasn't just some happy accident either, was it? From what I understand, this was actually, well, pretty carefully managed. Lucille Ball's pregnancy wasn't something they tried to, hide under baggy clothes forever. Desi Arnaz was apparently key in pushing for it to be written into the show.
Oh, absolutely. And that was a huge deal back then, a really bold move.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember the social context. Early 1950s America, talking directly about pregnancy on television. It was basically taboo.
Really? Taboo?
Definitely. Networks, the sponsors, they were super cautious, scared of offending viewers or stepping on toes. So the fact that I Love Lucy didn't just acknowledge the pregnancy, but made it a central storyline that was massive, a big departure.
Wow. And they even had issues with the language, right? I read somewhere they couldn't actually say the word pregnant on the air.
That's right. Can you imagine? They had to use euphemisms like expecting or with child.
Expecting, huh? Sounds so quaint now.
It does, but it really gives you a feel for how conservative the TV landscape was.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so, against that whole backdrop, determination to make this happen, it's even more impressive. He clearly understood that deep connection the audience had with Lucy. He believed, that sharing this real thing would make it even stronger.
And he took that fight pretty high up, didn't he?
He did. Apparently, he personally talked to the head of Philip Morris, the show's main sponsor, argued for the creative integrity, the importance of showing this part of their lives.
And it paid off. Big time.
Oh, massively. That episode, Lucy Goes to the Hospital.
Oh.
The ratings were astronomical.
I heard something crazy, it even beat President Eisenhower's inauguration numbers, which was the next day.
Believe it or not, yes. More people tuned in to watch Lucy have her baby than watch the inauguration.
That is absolutely wild. It just shows the cultural power of that show.
It really does. It completely captured the nation's focus. And think about the intimacy of that moment. For so many people watching, Lucy Ricardo felt, like part of the family. So seeing this fictional birth happen right as the real Lucille Ball was having her baby, it created this shared national experience.
Yeah, blurring the lines.
Exactly. Between the TV world and real life, in a way that hadn't really happened before.
It does make you think, though. It was a bit of a risk, wasn't it? I mean, what if the timing hadn't lined up so perfectly? Or if there'd been, complications with the real birth?
That's true. There was an element of uncertainty.
Yeah.
But Desi seemed pretty confident, and clearly the gamble, if you want to call it that, paid off spectacularly.
Right, definitely. It didn't just cement I Love Lucy's legacy.
No, it did more. You could argue it really opened the door, paving the way for more realistic portrayals of life on TV later on.
Breaking down some of those barriers.
Absolutely. This episode challenged what was considered, acceptable for television back then. By just embracing this really universal human experience, pregnancy and birth, they showed that viewers were ready for stories that reflected real life, even within a comedy. It was pretty pivotal for sitcoms.
Okay, so let's pause here for just a second. As you think about this whole thing, this fictional TV birth happening on the very same day as the actress's real-life birth, all playing out for millions, what are your first thoughts? What does that make you think about? We'd genuinely love to hear your perspective. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below.
Yeah, definitely curious what people think. And it also makes you wonder, doesn't it, how that event might have shaped how people saw. They weren't just, funny actors anymore. They were sharing something incredibly personal.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think it made their connection with the audience even stronger?
How could it not? I mean, it feels like it must have. It wasn't just watching a funny show anymore. It felt like you were kind of sharing in this real family's big moment.
Yeah, it definitely humanized them even more. Made them seem more relatable, maybe.
Right. It showed a certain vulnerability, maybe. a trust in their audience to share that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Trust.
And it really speaks to how innovative they were with television. They weren't afraid to push boundaries, to blend their real lives with the show sometimes. And that's probably a big reason why the show is still so loved today. This episode is a prime example.
So yeah, as we kind of wrap up looking back at this really unique kind of mind-bending moment in TV history, it's pretty clear that the I Love Lucy episode, Lucy Goes to the Hospital, was way more than just another funny half hour.
Definitely not. That direct link, that real-time connection to Lucille Ball's own experience, that made it truly groundbreaking, something people still talk about.
Yeah, absolutely fascinating.
It really leaves you thinking about, well, the power TV can have, right? To connect with people on such a personal level, and how just one single episode can sometimes capture a moment, a feeling, and just stick around, leave a real impact.
Well said. All right, that's about all the time we have for this pop flashback. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Remember to hit like and subscribe. You know the drill, so you can catch our next one. We'll see you then. Catch you next time.